my experience was always calisthenics was at the core of it.
Yep, got to keep the cardio up. Agreed.
Yeah. So what's our what's our thought on the Auburn Tigers?
All right, so just some like wild thoughts with the whole Bo Wallace stuff. It does occur to me that Ole Miss is also recruiting Deuce Knight,
The star quarterback
committed to Notre Dame, but who keeps visiting Auburn. Like, if Bo Wallace didn't have a whole lot of love lost for Hugh Freeze, maybe there's some ulterior motives there as well. If he's still into his former school, I don't know why any quarterback would want to go play for him. Type comments from Bo Wallace. Just kind of as a recruiting guy, I was like, interesting. It's also clear to me that on the other side of this is not a conspiracy theory. Hugh Freeze is not an idiot, I don't think. And he knows that Peyton Thorne is better than Hank Brown. Okay. And if you looked at his comments the week of the New Mexico game, it was pretty interesting. We discussed this on the show. Like, he was like, no, Peyton Thorne's our guy. And then all of a sudden he wasn't. And at the time I was like, I wonder if Hugh Freeze got some outside pressure to have to start Brown. And even though Brown wasn't good against New Mexico, he still ran him out there and lost him the game basically against Arkansas. And I think now they're probably going to stick with Peyton Thorne. So I wonder if that wasn't a little bit of like a so you think you know better, right? Type thing.
Like a game within the game.
And Peyton Thorne is more than capable of losing games for you.
Because a lot of Auburn fans thought that Brown was going to be a good player. But I have maintained on this show, and we don't bat 1,000, that Auburn knew they had to go out and get a quarterback for the 25 season because they don't think their long-term answer is on the roster right now. That's according to my people I talked to at Auburn. So clearly, like, how Brown played kind of matches up with that against New Mexico, which is the worst defense in the FBS, in my opinion, and also against Arkansas, which played their butts off, I thought. So I don't know. Like, maybe it's back to like, hey, I call the shots thing here. So a lot of just reading into motivations and things with this Auburn-Arkansas game.
The Bo Wallace screen grabbed tweets are real, right? Where he's like saying, Hugh Freeze, great, thanks for everything. Like, you really like the ones where he was showing appreciation from before. Those are real, right? Those aren't fake, because it makes it look a lot worse. And it makes it Bud's point about maybe this is more than just criticizing a coach after a loss. It could be a deeper motive that's on the recruiting. That would make a lot more sense. Like, why all of a sudden is he out there getting it? The other insinuation, are you saying that it's from power players or the fan base?
That's my thought. Yeah.
Which
just the way
it's Auburn.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
That was a weird.
But I do think this is a new dynamic of college football that I think a lot of coaches are dealing with, because they are stroking checks for the players specifically. They want to have more influence in when they play, when they don't play, when they're benched. And I think that's a really toxic dynamic that you could see unfold, which maybe we are right before our eyes.
Also, speaking of stroking checks, I fully expect Auburn to unload the money cannon for this 2025 transfer portal cycle, but it's going to cost a lot more now, because there's a pretty good chance they go 4-8 or 5-7, and like that will cost more.
I had a weird vision before the show started.
Oh,
because I know Auburn might go after him. But I just had this thing of 2025 Michigan quarterback Jackson Arnold. Will there be a bidding war between Auburn and Michigan for Jackson Arnold?
I think so. I think there will be a bidding war for Jackson Arnold. I think a lot of people will still believe in his talents, and I know
because Hawkins is going to be the guy moving forward.
I think Oklahoma really does like Hawkins. I don't think that benching was purely about, hey, Arnold is not the guy. Like, I know people who have been in Oklahoma, who are in the scouting world, and Oklahoma has talked up Hawkins, and like they knew, shoot, like this practice film is going to get out and other people are going to see it. It's going to be way too expensive to keep this kid and Arnold in this offseason because guys want to start.
And they need to spend money elsewhere on the offense too.